today.
I got infinity money.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast, episode 39. We are finally in the NBA Finals. It is going to be the
long enough.
Let's go,
yeah,
Lakers.
right? It's our first NBA Finals coverage. It's going to be tonight at 8 p.m., 8:30, whatever the time is. But this is going to be an interesting one. Before we kick things off and get into the Laker news that dropped in this morning. Oh, by the way, next to me is Earl, below me is Max. And then
forget about us.
Yeah, we
always crazy.
I think the audience knows who you guys are now. You guys are recurring guests. I mean, guests. You guys are guests is crazy. Guests is crazy. I didn't mean to say guests. I didn't mean to say guests. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
This is the Omar off. This is the Omar show.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. You guys are my co-hosts.
This is the Omeo Productions.
We are all co-hosts of the Beyond the Backboard Podcast. But seriously, I want to get everybody's take on the NBA Finals. Will it go 6 games? Will it go 7 games? Hell, will it even only go 4 games? I think I'll take the Dallas Mavericks in 7.
Okay.
We're giving our predictions right now.
Yeah. First,
are the finals even happening? Because like the conference semis ended like 10 years ago. So like,
I really forgot about basketball. Like a week without basketball, I felt like we just went straight to the summer.
Exactly.
For real, we took a 2-week break.
I was like, is the draft tomorrow? Is the draft tomorrow? Like 2 days of draft now? I'm like, bro, what's going on?
They're gonna be doing
both series ended in like both series ended in 4 or 5 games, so they probably had like an extra week or 2 to just chill, vibe, and honestly, well deserved because these players have been grinding all season.
No, screw the players. Move it up. 4 days after the last game ends. This should have started last week.
I don't agree with that. I agree with giving players their rest, giving the team to be able to be fully healthy.
Why do we have an 82
if the NBA Finals started 4 days after everything ended, KP wouldn't be ready.
Yes, he would. Okay. He was ready 3 days ago.
I don't think so because I think he's still going to be a little hobbled because ankles with the big man, it's a dangerous injury.
Well,
wait, I don't even want to talk about this. Give the predictions. The predictions.
You want me to go game by game? Like
no. Just give me like, is it going to happen in 5, 6, 4, 7? Like, what is it going to happen?
We can go bar for bar.
I'll bar for bar you.
All right,
I'll go for M for M.
Max, you go first.
No, you go first.
Okay, I got Mavs still in the game because I feel like it's usually a pattern. Celtics are probably going to come out a little bit. Well, I could be wrong. No, it's a show. I'll give my takes. Whatever. I think tonight the Mavericks are going to be really motivated to win on the road. I think it'll be a good chance for them to kind of set the tone and kind of take back the season series. Yeah, because Celtics obviously is the number 1 seed, so they got home court advantage. So I got Mavs winning game 1. What about you?
Celtics.
Okay.
Somewhat convincing. Kind of one of those like close games throughout, but Boston's always up by like 7 or 8. Maybe the Mavs cut it to 4, and then Boston gets it back up to 10. So like kind of back and forth, but Celtics have a nice little cushion and win game 1.
Okay.
I'm giving the Celtics the first 2. I'm giving the Mavericks.
We're just.
Well, I already said I think it's Dallas in 7. I said that at the beginning.
You just ran. You just skipped games.
I mean, like I already said that, but that's what I was asking for. Do you guys think it's going to be in 6, 7, 5, 4?
You'll get there.
All right. Game 2.
Oh my fucking god, Lord help you!
It's a podcast. We're breaking it down. Okay.
All right, fine. But I'll take game 1. Go to the Celtics.
It's going to be a Jason Tatum masterclass. I feel like he's had good games, but I think game 2 is going to be like a 40+ point performance from Jason Tatum. He's going to kind of seal that game and show people why he's here. So I got game 2 going to the Celtics. That's my prediction.
Game 2, Celtics blowout. Domination. Agreed. Jaylen Brown masterclass. Jason Tatum masterclass. Derek White makes a case for finals MVP. Everyone is saying the Mavs are frauds. Mavs are washed. Awful team. Shouldn't have been in the finals. Should have been Denver. Should have been the Lakers. Should have been Phoenix. That's the narrative after game 2.
I can hear that. I can see that. That's a good one.
Narrative is Celtics.
I completely agree with Max. I think the Celtics take game 2. I think Jason Tatum will not do as well as you guys think. I think Jaylen Brown will carry the squad. And I think Derek White will help immensely. I don't think Jason Tatum will do well. he has shown nothing but choke. So I can't.
Well, we see he's more of a hater than me, and I'm a Lakers fan. But
he's a Knicks fan. Of course, he's gonna be
I hate the Celtics. I mean, the only reason we like the Celtics for like a week or two was because they beat the Indiana Pacers. We appreciate it, but get the fuck out of the way now.
Are there any other fan bases that want Boston to win? Can we just get that out there right now?
No. But I think the reality is everybody knows that they have the edge, though. That's the thing.
True.
I think that's why they're the villain. You know what I mean? Or what's up? I don't know. Maybe it's just.
No, I just think everyone hates the Celtics.
That is true.
Right.
I try to
Game
make
three.
it nice.
Game three.
I don't think anybody likes them.
Game three.
Okay, game three. Home game for the Mavericks. I think I'm taking my series to 7-2. So I think I'm gonna go a little back and forth action. I think Celtics take game three, in my opinion. I think they go on the road, they'll win, just like the Mavericks. I have them winning game one. I think will be the same sense of urgency that they have to go out and win on the road after traveling. So yeah, I got Mavs. I meant Celtics, sorry.
Wait, so you got the Celtics in game three?
Yes, my fault.
So you think the Celtics go? No, so you think it's 2-1 then at that point?
Yes.
Okay, well, 2-1. I'll agree with you on the 2-1. I think Mavericks win game three. Luka Magic, Kai Magic. I think game three will forever be remembered as the PJ Washington game. 2 clutch corner/wing threes in the last 2 minutes. And he'll go down in NBA history as the game three Robert Horry.
You guys aren't going to like my next one, but what's yours, though?
Game three. Daniel Gafford proves that he is the Kristaps Porzingis stopper. Okay. Porzingis will not do anything against Daniel Gafford.
I like that.
Daniel Gafford will grab almost every single rebound in the fourth quarter. Okay. And the Mavs will win it in OT.
Ooh, OT too?
Okay.
OT. See, Omar, you're cooking. You didn't even want to do it before, but now you're cooking.
The script writing, go crazy.
I like it. He might have leaked the script. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. So then, are all our series 2-1 then?
Yeah.
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we all agree it will be 2-1 after game three.
Yeah, 2-1. Okay. Celtics up.
Okay. So game four then.
I got Mavs. Game four, I have Mavs, and I have the Dante Exum game. People have forgot about Dante Exum.
So you're saying someone gets
Dante
hurt?
Exum going for at least 18 plus points in game
four. So you're saying someone gets hurt?
No.
If not, he's not seeing the floor.
18 plus points, game four. I don't know what's going to happen.
Watch it be like Tim Hardaway Jr. or something.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is not even in the rotation. He doesn't play anyway.
He doesn't play in the rotation anymore? That's okay. That's kind of
I'll change my answer a little bit. I'll say in other steps up scoring-wise besides Kyrie, PJ Washington, and Luka Doncic.
What are they running, an 8-man?
No, they're just playing Josh Green, Jaden Hardy.
Yeah, Josh Green is really just
Josh Green, Jaden Hardy. They got Dwight Powell off the bench as well.
They don't play off the bench. So yeah, 8, I guess.
And they have Maxi Kleber off the bench. Yeah, that makes sense that Tim Hardaway Jr. is not playing.
Just got healthy again, right? Yeah,
makes sense.
Nah,
but I do like Tim Hardaway Jr. I think he would play better than Maxi Kleber, but that's my opinion.
Nah,
Kleber's got size though. That's the thing.
Yeah, he's big.
The Mavs need that.
And he can stretch the floor. Even though I make fun of him a lot, that was before the trades. Because I was like, this can't be your main backup big or whatever. But him as a little plug and play, like stretch the floor type of lineup, it works.
He's always.
I've been saying for years, if you like sit down Dwight Powell and Maxi Kleber, get them out of the starting lineup, and get somebody better than those two, the Mavericks are looking at like they're going to be looking like finals contenders. And what happened? All they had to pick up was Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington.
Yeah.
Like
I was told
they've exploded their value.
Sorry.
They've exploded their value just by playing with Luka and Kyrie. It's crazy. Like what were they traded for? 2 first-round picks?
He gave up Grant Williams and got a good player in return. I think you have to package a good player to get rid of Grant Williams.
Yeah.
Like they not only got the worst player in the NBA off their team, but they got a good one back. Like how do you finesse that?
I think it's really telling. I think it's really telling that both teams in the NBA Finals currently both had Grant Williams.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. They got better when they got rid of him.
You need to go to the finals, have Grant Williams on your team, and then trade him a couple months later.
I've been saying the Grant Williams is overrated drum since the 2022 finals when he was way up and he was getting minutes on that Celtics team. I'm like,
I think he'll revive his career in Charlotte, sitting behind somebody.
Reviving means that it was alive to begin with.
It was alive for a time. It was alive for a time. That seven 3-pointers in what?
I don't know.
A quarter.
Grant Williams.
I don't remember. Yeah, me neither.
Respectfully, Grant Williams is a 9th man at best. 8th or 9th man.
No, 100%. But game 4, guys. Game 4. What do we think?
Okay, game 4. This is where I get a little funky. All right, y'all ready? Okay. We're heading to Funky Town.
Okay.
So far, I've had the home team win every single game. I had the Celtics 2-0, and then the Mavs take game 3. I think Boston takes game 4. Boston has been an elite road team all playoff long. Have they even lost? I don't think they've lost a road game in the playoffs. They're walking into Dallas, game 4. They're putting their big boy pants on. Porzingis is cooking. Al Horford's hitting threes. This is going to be one of those classic Celtics barrages where they just straight up don't miss, and they have like 20 threes. And Dallas is just going to be so deflated that Boston just absolutely trounced them. So I got the Celtics going up 3-1 in Boston, in Dallas.
Okay. I had Mavericks.
I thought you said the Dante Exum game, or was that game 3?
Oh yeah, maybe I'd already gave my game for that.
Yeah, but I gotta disagree with Max.
Give me the Dante Exum game in the loss.
Oh, my fault. Mavs win.
Okay, so Dante Exum win game.
Yeah.
Okay, Earl's 2-2. Max is 3-1.
3-1.
I'm gonna go 2-2. I think the Dallas Mavericks eventually win game 4. It's gonna be a hard-fought battle. Jason Tatum's gonna go for 30 points and 5 rebounds. He'll have horrible efficiency, which is why they will lose the game. It's going to be like horrible efficiency in the fourth quarter. Like he's played well all game, and then efficiency dips in the fourth. But
I feel like it's the other way around. He typically plays terribly in the first 3 quarters and then shows up in the fourth. And to make
I know, but I'm saying in my scenario, he's going to go down in the fourth. Okay. Jaylen Brown is going to try every effort to keep them in the game because Jaylen Brown honestly has been playing really fucking well. Shit. But anyway, but I think Luka. No, I think Kyrie's going to hit a clutch shot over. over Daniel Gafford.
Okay,
I'm stupid. KP.
Considering the same team.
KP. He's going to hit a clutch shot over KP like he did to Jokic that one time.
Is he going to be driving in the lane, left-hand floater like he always does?
Yeah, something like that. Like the thing he did over Jokic. The thing he did over Jokic for the game winner, he's going to do that to KP.
Can we see that hand motion again?
Yeah, that's your
high five.
Your layup package.
I have stuff to hide. That's all y'all get. Anyway, game 4 goes to Dallas. Yeah, 2-2. Game 5. What do we think, Earl?
Game 5 and 6 are interchangeable because, in my theory, either way, it's going game 7 at this point. So just for the fun of it, I'm gonna say game 5. We're in Celtics land. The crowd hates Luka. Luka goes crazy. He feeds off of the energy. He starts talking junk to the front row fans like he always does. Hits a crazy step back 3 on Kristaps Porzingis. Come here, my old teammate. Classic showdown. I have Luka going for. I'm gonna put a point on there. I'm gonna put a point on here. I gave Tatum a good game. I have Luka in a series pivotal shift game. I have him dropping 47 points. 12 assists and 13 rebounds. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're shooting for the sky. I think it's happening.
All right.
With 7 made threes. Yeah, we're putting all the cards on the table. I'm putting every card on the table.
He's making a parlay right now.
I did, didn't I?
You did.
If I'm
back at this. I'm going back at this for game 5. I'm going to put it down.
I'm sticking my Funky Town prediction. We just had Boston win on the road. They're up 3-1. Dallas facing elimination. I think Kyrie and Luka go to work, have a classic Kyrie and Luka game, 75, 80 combined points. One of them goes absolutely crazy, and the other one is like semi-crazy.
Okay.
And the rest just do enough to
like
get Dallas a game
situation.
5 win on the road in Boston to make it 3-2 and bring the series back to Dallas. And now everyone is saying the narrative after game 5 will be, is Luka the next Bron, able to 3-1 comeback against the super team? That's going to be the narrative. If Luka can get that Game 6 win in Dallas, then the Mavericks are winning the whole thing. And now everyone's photoshopping. You know the Bron like 3-1 meme where he's got the earbuds in and the shades?
Yeah.
Everyone's photoshopping Luka on that picture now, or like the Luka equivalent of that. So the narrative is now, can Luka 3-1 the
Let
Celtics?
him cook.
I love that.
That's my narrative. That's my Game 5 narrative, or post Game 5 narrative.
You boys. So I just want to point out, you guys both chose the Celtics. Am I right?
I didn't say that.
No, Earl said the Mavericks. My bad.
Man, Earl said Mavericks. I made my pick.
But yeah.
Okay. So Earl's not bugging. The Dallas Mavericks will win Game 5 in TD Garden. It'll be
we all think
close.
That. We all think the Celtics.
It'll be a very.
We all got Game 5. Yeah.
Okay. It'll be a very, very close game. High scoring. Lucid offense. Amazing defense. Lucid movement.
Okay.
Anyway.
Is that what that word
anyway, but it's gonna be an interesting game. Luka and Jason Tatum are gonna go back and forth. Kyrie's gonna get his buckets when he needs to. He's not gonna score a lot of points, maybe 18 to 20 for Kyrie. It's gonna be around 60 for Luka, 55 to 60 points. Jason Tatum is gonna try to hold him as much as he can. Jason Tatum drops around 28 to 35, I'm gonna say. But the Dallas Mavericks will ultimately win in TD Garden.
Okay. Can I have one qualm with that? There are two definitions of the word lucid. One is expressed clearly or easy to understand. The other is bright or luminous. Neither of those mean movement. So you're thinking of a different word, my friend. You're not thinking of the word lucid. I don't know why you were thinking of that word to begin with, but that ain't what you meant to say.
Whoa.
What the hell?
Oh. Omar.
My brother.
All right, y'all could continue.
Did you mean fluid?
That's probably what I meant, yes. But okay, so what I was thinking about was the definition that I was thinking about was the ability to think clearly and rationally, which is not what I meant to say.
But what does that have to do with an offense?
Shut up. I didn't mean to say that.
He was meaning that every move they make on the court is going to be with purpose. That's pretty much what he was trying to say. Like everything was going to be strategic.
ChatGPT is off the rails today. It doesn't know its definition. I'm bought and paid for by ChatGPT. Brought to you by ChatGPT.
Error.
Omar, that was a lucid play on 2K.
That's crazy.
All right, Game 6.
All right, Game 6. I'm going to say nothing. It's Earl's turn.
6. I got Celtics. And then we wrote out for the showdown to Game 7.
So you had the Mavs being up 3-2 going back home. And then they
lose to the Celtics.
They sputter.
Yeah. And then it's in God's hands.
So how many road wins do you have up to this point?
I haven't really been keeping count, if I'm being completely honest.
I feel like you pick the road team almost every time.
I think I have. Except for...
No, you picked the road team 4 out of 6 times.
Yeah, except for Game 2, I gave the Celtics.
Only picked
you gave Game 2 to Boston and Game 3 to Dallas. But other than that, you have the Mavericks winning Game 1 on the road, the Celtics winning Game 4 on the road, then the Mavericks winning Game 5 on the road, then the Celtics winning Game 6 on the road.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you know what?
I only have Game 5's win and Game 6's win, which I agree with Earl.
Somewhat agree with you, Earl, on the road thing. I think that the Celtics squash the Luka 3-1 narrative and go into Dallas and close them out in Game 6 and win the championship on Dallas's home court. I got Boston in 6.
Ooh.
So the first 3 games will all be won by the home team, I think. But then from Game 4 on, it's just, like I said, we're going to Funky Town. The series flips. The road teams turn up. Again, Boston they've not lost a road game all playoffs. So I think they win 2 out of 3 at Dallas, including the closeout Game 6. And series is over, and Tatum anoints himself as Finals MVP. Because even though Jaylen Brown will probably be a better player, they won't vote for Jaylen Brown Finals MVP. The world isn't ready for that. They'll vote for Tatum no matter what.
Never know.
He'll be one of those undeserving Finals MVPs like Bron in 2020.
I wonder how Jaylen Brown is going to feel after that.
Bron's is going to be doing his podcast with JJ.
I said Jaylen Brown. I wonder how Jaylen Brown.
Oh, Jaylen Brown
after that.
He probably
be NBA champion.
He's probably gonna hate it. But
he's gonna be NBA champion, $300+ million contract.
I think he'll be fine.
One of the smartest men in the NBA.
Very smart man. Very smart.
Dude, that guy, I learned about this the other week. That guy is cracked. Like, shout out Jaylen Brown. Dude is insane.
Genetic lottery, Hall of Fame.
All NBA players.
I remember when they said like during the. Excuse me, I'm sorry. When they said during the draft that he might get bored with basketball. And he had an interview with NASA during like the season.
He got an internship, I think. Or he worked with them for a brief time. He literally worked for NASA or like interned with them. Like
over the summer.
Crazy.
NBA players should aspire to be Jaylen Brown. Incredibly intelligent, incredibly dedicated, very well spoken, very well written, clearly. It's very good at his day job.
You don't start no drama either.
Makes a ton of money, but still puts the time in just his hobbies, which most people couldn't get paid to do. Shout out Jaylen Brown.
Shout out
in
Jaylen
the future,
Brown.
best player in the NBA final. Well, he was already.
I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go the way that Earl said, and I do think that the Dallas Mavericks will win Game 6. I mean, I'm sorry, the Boston Celtics will win Game 6, and Dallas
now
is
the finale.
And,
Game 7.
All right, I'm setting this one out.
Here's where I draw the line. I think in this world of sports, experience is everything. I think the Boston Celtics have failed so much in the last couple of years when it comes down to closing series and going for that championship run that they take it down. Fourth quarter, last 2 minutes of the game, Boston Celtics go on a run and defeat the Dallas Mavericks to become NBA champions on their home floor. I think it's
like they did against the Pacers.
Yeah, I think it's just time. I think the Celtics, obviously, I mean, I'll put my Lakers bias aside. We can't ignore how built that Celtics team is. Historically, would I want the Celtics to win a championship? No, as a Lakers fan. But at the same time, I have to respect what they've put together. And just, this is not their first time. This is not their first time with this type of roster in this situation. And last time they were here, they lost to a team they shouldn't have lost to, which was that Warriors team. No offense. And I don't think they want to do that again, nor do I think they will. So I think Mavericks are going to put up a crazy fight. I had them going to 7 games. But when it comes down to it, for the legacy of this team, for them to be able to survive this hurricane coming, they have to win this year. If they do not win this finals, something is shifting on that team, and it's going to be
huge.
I don't want to say Jaylen Brown or Tatum, but I think remember what happened last time when they lost? It was a whole bunch
I don't think they'll break it up yet.
Jaylen Brown and Tatum, do they work together, this and that? That conversation is going to be open up again. When you got $300+ million and you got Tatum, who still, I think, is about to sign his extension, do you really believe almost $1 billion team is worth it with those two guys if they can't close out NBA Finals again? And they've constantly been kind of the top of the tier in the East, and they still can't get past it.
I'll tell you this. Even with Jaylen Brown's contract, like by itself, with the rest of the team, that already reaches like the second tax apron. Yeah. So I don't even know if they can afford to keep Jason Tatum.
They can because it's their player. Like you can
always. Well, yeah, you can pay as much outside as you want, but you're still gonna have to pay the taxes that go along with that.
It's Boston. They don't care,
bro. They're billionaires.
That's like saying we're New York. We're gonna do it anyway. I don't think Leon Rose is gonna aim to go over the tax bracket.
What you don't understand is, sorry, my camera.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
But what you don't understand is this. When you have, like you said, when you have those players that you draft, you can go over that apron as much as you want. The only problem is bringing in other guys to kind of fill in with those contract salaries. You can't overstack incoming guys, but you can overpay guys you've drafted and have been on your team for a long time. So my thing is, if it comes down to they feel like they can compete, they're always going to go over that apron. They don't care. Like guys like this, team owners, they will pay the over amount of money because they're going to get most of that money back on the back end. Jersey sales, all this other stuff, extra add-ons, whatever. So they will pay the extra money if they feel like it's worth it. And that's a big if this team can't produce a championship. I mean, when they had one of the best seasons in their history as a team, and really just NBA in general. I mean, they were the first team to secure a playoff spot. They did it in a dominating fashion. So this year, I don't want to use the word championship or bust. Obviously, I think that's kind of a extreme narrative that a lot of people use just in general.
True.
Yeah, but like Max said, it is in this case a lot riding on this, a lot of money riding on this.
Yeah, when you win 64 regular season games and lose 2 playoff games all the way to the finals.
Yep,
it's championship or bust. Like this is genuinely like I saw somebody bring up like people are not talking like putting this team in like the super team category, but like if they do go on to win this finals in like a somewhat convincing fashion, like this is one of the best seasons ever in NBA history, objectively. Like 64 regular season wins, let's say 4 playoff. If they win in 6, that means they only had 4 playoff losses.
Yeah.
And half of them were against a good team in the finals. Like,
this
team is really good. And like, it's about time they win. Like,
100%.
Like you said, surely this is it. And like, if they lose in like 7 or 6, they'll probably run it back. I don't think this would ever happen. But if somehow they get swept, that might be cost to break.
Oh my god!
If they get swept,
no way.
Oh no!
That would be real. That's when you're starting to think like, okay, maybe you do.
Boston hasn't lost a game since the first round. We have to think about that.
No,
wait. I'm sorry. The second round. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we all know the Pacers were frauds, but like still,
give them their game that they took. Yeah,
we would have taken at least one, even if Josh Hart was bouncing on one leg.
Exactly.
But I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we won't.
Well, not next year.
Before I give my take, I do want to say that. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I'll give my take first.
Take.
I'm sorry. Okay, anyway, I do think the Dallas Mavericks are going to win the NBA Finals.
That's it. Wow. Okay.
I think the amount of, and this goes to Earl saying experience. I know what you're saying with the Boston Celtics, and I get that they've been to the finals a lot in the last couple of years, but I'm still giving that edge to Kyrie Irving. And I know I shit on him a little bit earlier this season because I do think him and Jalen Brunson are on the same level still. Like,
no, they're not. Brunson's on a different level, but
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that because Earl's here, and I don't want to disrespect.
No, you don't have to talk different.
We still got a difference of opinions, but that's also not the main point I'm trying to bring up. I'm not trying to bring up Brunson. Regardless, I think Kyrie's experience in being a number 2 to a player will ultimately bring them a championship sooner. I think the team that they build around with the defense that they have complements Luka perfectly. If Luka can stay as healthy as he is, I know he has those MCL problems and the ACL problems in his knees. You could see almost every time after the game, like he's bleeding in his knees and stuff. So
is he?
Sometimes, yeah, I've seen a couple of pictures of him like bleeding at the knees, like through the like patches and stuff. It's
that's not Embiid.
No,
It was Luka. There was a picture of Luka holding the trophy, and his like knee was bleeding. But regardless, I think the Dallas Mavericks will win, and I think I don't think the Celtics will blow it up immediately. I think they'll run it back one more time before they think about blowing it up.
Okay, I like that. Okay. We got some varied takes here. We've got Celtics in 6, Celtics in 7, and Mavs in 7. I like this.
I will say this too. If there's anybody on this basketball planet who knows how to react no matter what the situation is in the playoffs,
it's JJ Redick.
I think it's well, he will be reacting on the podcast on the live broadcast. That is true. But I'll give Kyrie his credit. Like he was there, like you said, on those Bron days where it was a vibe where it's 3-1, and Max's doomsday situation as well. Like he said, if it was a 3-1 situation and they were able to come back, I mean, having a guy like Kyrie Irving would be the typical guy that you would need. Like really the only guy you would, besides Bron, who can kind of coach you out of that type of situation, like get you out that mindset, like, hey, we're going home. Like, no, it's one game at a time. So I think the whole world will want to see the Mavericks win. I think I'm on that side where it's like the Celtics literally just can't mess this up. So
the only way the Celtics lose is if they lose it themselves.
Yeah.
I think. For the Mavs to have a shot, the Celtics have to have multiple Celtic collapse games where they shoot. Because that's the thing with the Celtics is like they live and die by the three. They're so good at. They have such great like. They showed a graphic I think in the conference finals where it's like they were the only team in NBA history, maybe like one of the only teams to ever have 8 players hit 100 threes in a season. Yeah. Their entire rotation is elite 3-point shooters, like top to bottom. Not only can it's like they're not like all just they can't shoot. Pritchard is an elite shooter. He's their 8th guy. Horford is still an elite 3-point shooter. They can just run the cheesiest 2K24 5-out offense with elite shooters that just green every shot. It's the only way they lose.
Green is crazy.
Is if they shoot themselves out of these games. Like once in a while, and that's the only way they've lost basically in these playoffs. They will have an uncharacteristically bad shooting night where they're just like 9 for 40.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said earlier. I think Tatum's gonna do well, and then he's gonna start shooting real bad.
So. Unless they absolutely shoot themselves out of these games, I think that's their only way. And Dallas just bodies them in the paint. Because like Dallas is good. I don't want to take anything away from Dallas. They beat some. Look, Dallas has beaten way harder teams to get here than Boston.
But you picked them in the 6.
We can admit that. Like the Mavs have had a way harder path to the finals than the Celtics. Again, I think the Celtics earned it by being the 1 seed. But Dallas is way more proven, and I don't think they're going to go over lightly. That's why I think they are going to be able to take 2 games. But ultimately, when you have this level of all-time great offense, and I will say it, a top 6 player in the NBA in Jason Tatum, and just elite role players, top down, the best defensive backcourt in the NBA. If anyone is going to be able to slow down Luka and Kai, it's Jrue Holiday and Derek White. This team is just built to win. And like you said, Earl, the only way that they don't win is if they mess it up themselves. And even then, I feel like even if they don't have the greatest series, if the Mavericks aren't on it and capitalizing on every single missed opportunity, the Celtics will still win. This is going to take a Celtics not collapse, but like way underperforming, and the Mavs playing absolutely at their ceiling in every key moment for them to win this series. And it could happen. Like I said, feel like Dallas can do it, but it's Celtics. If you're Boston, you know that this series, it's yours to lose. I think it's Boston's to lose.
I feel like a lot is riding on Jrue Holiday and Derek White. Because I'll say this. If Jrue Holiday and Derek White don't keep Luka and Kyrie both under 20 every game, it's going to be a long series.
Well, I don't think they need to keep him under 20.
Who do you guys think the primary defender on Luka is going to be?
Jrue. I think they put Jrue on Luka and then White on Kyrie. And I don't know about under 20. I think if you can hold them to like 50 to 55 combined points, you take that.
They might have to switch
between. Boston's offense is. Boston's putting up 110.
They might have to switch Derek White with Jrue Holiday because while Jrue Holiday's defense is probably much better than Derek White's, the size difference is there for Derek White to be able to play better defense.
I'm sure they'll throw both. They'll probably.
I think you'll even see some moments where you have Tatum or Luka on something.
They're gonna switch.
They're going to have to give them.
There's always gonna be switches. They might try.
Boston is a really good defensive team, so it wouldn't surprise me if they just start switching players in and out on Luka.
Yeah, they're gonna have to throw different things at Luka.
They're gonna throw bodies.
Luka is not the person you can just keep doing the same thing to because he has an outside game.
He's gonna figure it out.
If you want to double trap, he's a great elite playmaker. Like it's just so much that goes into stopping that offensive production. And then when you're focusing on those two, you got to hope that PJ Washington doesn't have a great game, which he's been consistently doing throughout the playoffs. If you want to help off the double team, off the pick and rolls, I mean, you have Gaff, who's a lob threat. You have Derek Lively, who's a lob threat. Obviously, you have Porzingis and stuff like that. But it's just a lot to go into. Like Dallas's offense definitely can overwhelm the Celtics if they don't lock in. Like there is a world where like Max said, like I think he brought up earlier, like there is a crazy world, or I think Omar said it, where what if the Mavericks end up sweeping just off of closing games? Like there's a crazy world where that could happen. Like we're talking about the last 2 minutes of a game. I feel like both of these teams have been doing
it's just
good
like
job of closing. Like I think
this reminds me of the Philadelphia Knicks series. Every game was close. Every single game was close, within 10 points.
Yeah.
Almost everything was controversial about that series.
Lakers.
Like almost everything. And that was probably one of the best series I've seen in the playoffs. And I think this series is going to live up to the hype. Yeah, I really do. And to draw some comparisons of what you said about you can't throw one person on Luka with another player. Jalen Brunson did that a lot during Philadelphia. The first 2 games, Kelly Oubre completely stopped him and turned off Jalen Brunson. They got 2 miraculous wins without Jalen doing really, really well. But Kelly Oubre shut him off.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson figured him out and then dropped 40.
Yeah.
And then continued to do that throughout the series to shut them off. So that was just another example of how you can't put one person in front of them because they're going to figure you out no matter what.
Yeah,
no matter if they have to switch, they have to force a switch, something, they're going to figure it out.
But the thing is that the Celtics have the players to do that because they have two elite defenders at the guard position in Holiday and White. But then Jaylen Brown is a plus defender, and obviously Porzingis is a great defender. Maybe not one-on-one with Luka, but like 4 of the 5 guys in Boston's starting lineup are great or elite defenders. You don't get that with other teams. Like Boston just hasn't figured out. Like what other team has 2 all defensive caliber guys and then 2 other guys in their starting lineup, 2 plus defenders.
You know what's funny?
I don't consider Tatum a good defender, but like he doesn't need to be. He's got 4 defenders around him in every spot.
You know what's funny though? It's crazy though, because it almost feels like we're making every excuse to why the Celtics can't lose this series to the point where it's like, dang, if the Mavericks win this playoff series, where does that rank this team as far as like playoff runs?
Very impressive.
You know what I mean?
Some very tough teams.
Like think about everything we're saying. Like think about everything we're saying. We brought up like their path here. Yeah. They're playing the best defensive team in the NBA / even offensive team. Like both sides of the ball.
I think the Celtics more offensive than defensive. Personally, I think of them more as an offensive team. But
they are, but they're still a really good defensive team.
Oh yeah, no, I mean they're still, like I said, they're still very, very good defensively.
But it's just like, thinking about like how we're talking about the Celtics, it's just like, damn, like the Mavs, if they're able to pull this off, if all things go well for the Mavs, like we're not even talking about like all the skill sets the Mavs have on their side too, because the Celtics is so overwhelming. Like they're overwhelmed with talent from start to end. Whoever checks in that game is capable, like Max said, of being in a great to elite level 3-point shooter. They have that balance from start to end of their roster, whoever checks into that game. Even down to Al Horford, who can knock down 3 or 4 of them on you if you leave them open with that funky jump shot. No offense. So I think
I should like Al Horford, and that's not a compliment. I have the Al Horford jump shot in real life.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen it.
I think it's time to transition. We have been talking about the Celtics versus the Dallas Mavericks for 37.5 minutes. Well, I think it's time we turn our attention to a video I actually saw this morning. Actually, before the podcast, a few minutes only. Actually, a few minutes only into the podcast. I literally sent him a
now
minute
we're
before.
37.5 minutes.
Yeah. Anyway, there's this video by Joe. This guy's TikTok is at Joe Pompliano, and he's the host of the Joe Pomp Show. He suggested right? I'm not gonna say it, but
W plug.
But what he basically started to say was he wanted to people are eventually going to build a movie around these 2 guys that have been in the NBA world for a very long time, Shams Charania and Woj. He goes in, explains their background and how Shams used to work for Woj, and then they eventually split because Woj went to ESPN, yada yada yada. We know that story, and if you don't know that story, go ahead and look it up. I can't tell you it word for word.
Yeah,
and then come back to this video. But he said that that the main plot of the movie would be about what just happened, and we were talking about how the Lakers were last week. We're looking into different people for the head coaching job. JJ Redick, I'm sorry if I butcher his name, Berengero. And then there's one other person that I can't remember was in the race. They all had Shams said that they all had a chance to get to the head coaching job of the Lakers, with also saying that JJ Redick is the head honcho, being that he's the leader of the rest of the candidates. Woj came out earlier today, about 2 hours ago now, I think, saying that was basically wasn't the case at all, and that Dan Hurley, and remind me which college he played for. I don't want to butcher it. Was it UConn? UConn, the coach for the past 2 years, was actually and has actually been the front runner as soon as the Lakers season has ended. So do I think, and the main plot of this is basically the guy, Joe, saying that Shams Charania lied. I don't think Shams lied. I don't think that's the case. I think it's more or less the connections that he had. Like Earl said earlier, he said it off pod that you can repeat that. My bad. I don't want to steal your words from you.
Oh no, what did you say?
So
where is this going?
No, I just got lost.
Where are we heading right now?
We are headed somewhere. We are headed.
I don't think so, bro.
Yeah, we are. Why are you?
All right, look here. I'll check in. Basically, I get what you're saying. Like Omar, I get what you're saying because I seen it too. I think the thing when you see the guys like Shams and Woj tweet about like front runners, I don't necessarily think that Shams was lying. I think that with the information he was given, JJ Redick obviously was a lead candidate, and we pretty much all knew that as far as like in the Lakers community, all over Twitter, between like all the big accounts, stuff like that, our inside guys. We kind of knew that. I mean, it's been in the works. Aside from the Bron podcast, he's been doing interviews. He had multiple interviews with the Lakers already, so that wasn't a surprise. I think this is just a credit to Rob Pelinka. We call him the Rob Father for a reason. When you think you know his moves, he always pulls out an ace out of his sleeve. The biggest example is Rui Hachimura. That year when we were looking for guys to trade for, Rui's name was not brought up at all until it happened. So I think this is another example of that type of thing where Rob Pelinka kind of just held it tight until things just kind of got loose as far as like the information world. Right. And guys picked up on it. And Woj being who he is, how connected he is, he got the Dan Hurley news and it kind of went mainstream this morning. But really a lot of motion happened last night. So I think it's more so Woj is a little bit more connected than Shams. And then I talk about this a lot too. Like Shams, he's still like, not saying he's still learning, but he's a guy who wants to pretty much put out information as fast as possible. Yeah. If you guys follow Shams, literally yesterday,
I feel like he doesn't check his sources
sometimes.
No,
I screenshotted this thing. I'll pull it up on my phone. He sent the same tweet out 1, 2, 3, 4 times because he had to correct the tweet 4 different times because he misspelled something in each one of these things. So Shams is a guy who is pressed to just push information, while Woj is a guy who kind of stands back, I feel like, takes in all the information he can, and then when he has concrete, sealed information, that's when he starts releasing this stuff. So I think this is just a credit to Woj kind of doing his due diligence and waiting to see what the big story was, what the big scoop is, and he dropped that. But I don't necessarily think that Shams was just straight up lying. I think
the consensus is that we know that Shams. We don't think Shams lied. Yeah. What we do think was they're all like leading in one category or another.
Yeah.
I do think that JJ Redick might still end up an assistant coach, and I think James Berengero still might end up an assistant coach. I keep butchering his name. I don't know how to spell his name. Borrego. Okay, Borrego. Thank you for correcting me after I said it already. But like I said it before, you could have corrected me before.
James Berengelo. That's crazy.
James Piccolo.
Either way, I do think they're going to be all the assistant coaches no matter what. I think at least one of them is going to be an assistant coach on the Lakers next year. I do think that's a possibility. I think Dan Hurley is probably the best choice that the Lakers could have made. Rob Pelinka, shout out to you. I think that's probably a better choice by all means. And I wasn't trying to imply that Shams was lying or anything. I'm literally repeating what that guy said on the video.
For sure.
So, and what I was getting to was, what is your thoughts on it? Which, thank you for saying that already. Max, what is your thoughts on it?
It's just two guys.
Thank you for the scoop.
I know NBA ball.
It's just two guys tweeting, man. I don't know. They got beef or something. Lakers go.
They got.
No matter.
Their beef goes back to the days.
If we want to break down more into like this hiring and why I would be excited if Dan Hurley joined our team, is optimizing youth, man. I've said it before. Max Christie is a top defender on our team, and he never gets a chance to play, which is absolutely insane. absolutely insane that he did not touch the court when we had a guard defending problem. We have a young athletic guard defender on the bench not getting any minutes played. I know that Dan Hurley will be able to optimize the youth on our team, put them into different rotations, put them into different sets, and help them become better players as far as their development. So on that part of things, I'm excited if he becomes our coach for that alone. I mean, I think it's clear that we have to start thinking about life after LeBron. I mean, he pretty much already said he has 2 more seasons in him. Not max, but like maximum seasons left in the tank. So we have to kind of start thinking about the future. And I think I seen a nice quote today talking about how LeBron said, when you make this next coaching decision, don't solely make a decision based on me. You have to make a decision based on the future of the Lakers, which I respect a lot from Bron.
Rich.
Obviously, it's like, thank you. Like,
thank you for stating the obvious, even though the owners weren't willing to do it.
No. Oh, my fault. It's not even that. I think it's more so like, hey, don't make a 1 to 2 year decision thinking it's going to make me happy. Look for something overall, what's best for the entire team. Yeah. So I like that idea a lot. I think it's time to start. And he said, like, for someone who works with Anthony Davis, which makes a lot of sense. Like, 80 is our future. So I'm excited. I think Lakers have a lot to talk about in the future. A lot of things to discuss as far as coaching, offseason trades, all this stuff. So I'm excited things are picking up. But the plot twist I did not expect today was us potentially signing the best college basketball coach right now in sports to be our head coach. That's not what I expected when I woke up.
Can I just say something very, very quickly, Earl? Slightly off topic.
No, yeah, you're good.
This season, Max Christie had a defensive rating of 117.1. That was actually worse than the league average defensive rating for both point guards and shooting guards that were at 116.6 and 116.7.
What can you do with the minutes that Max Christie received?
Yeah, I'm not going to criticize him, man. Most of the time when he was in games, you don't get the greatest sample size. It's hard to have consistent.
I mean, fair. I'm just saying.
You don't get to play. So
I don't know if he's.
I'm not going to criticize him. He is.
Bro, this goes back to what I said during earlier. This is like what I said earlier in the season to Max when I brought up.
Like, you can go look at a piece of paper and look at the numbers, or you can watch film and look at habits, look at his length, and look how he's effective when he does.
I'm sure he's a good defender.
Extended.
I just don't know. You're talking like elite point guard defender.
Let me just point out.
He has the potential to be that 100% for sure. No doubt.
Let me just point this out.
You can ask any Lakers fan that.
Let me just point this out real quick, because Max, me and you talked about this earlier in the season where I posed a question to you. Do you think Dante DiVincenzo can play at the defensive rate that Quentin Grimes was playing at? And I told you that the minutes matter, because when Dante got those minutes, he was probably one of the best defenders on our team prior to OG Anunoby. So yeah. It's the same question. It's the same thing. Like with Max Christie barely being able to hit the floor at any point. How are you like? Were they even giving him like 5 minutes a game, Earl?
The only time he had consistent minutes, he played well, was before he got injured. It was for probably like a 7 or 8 game stretch, and then he kind of got pushed back to the side because he got injured, came back, and never really got the rotation again, unfortunately.
Again, listen, I'm sure he's a good defender. I'm not trying to say he's an awful defender. I'm just saying, like, of all the decisions the Lakers made, he probably, I don't think he's more than just like a backup 10 to 15 minute kind of guy.
We'll see this year. That's all I can say about that. When he'll get his minutes this year, I'm saying when he gets his minutes this year, we'll revisit this conversation. But I'll say this. Max Christie, even in high school at Michigan, he was known for defense. He was drafted for defense. Like, that's how great he was at that program. And I feel like his game has shown signs of translating into the pace of the NBA game. It's just he needs a chance to kind of have those moments to, make mistakes, have bad games. But the only way you get better in this league is playing minutes. That's the only way you're going to get better and improve, in my opinion. So I think that next year with a greater sample size, I'm sure those defensive numbers, no doubt in my mind, will be a lot better than what it shows right now. On not only the minutes, but like the game. Like, he'll get a game. Like, think about how hard it is to maintain that. You'll get a game, won't play. You'll play for bottom of the last 1.5 minutes of a game. So it's kind of hard to kind of get a gauge of those numbers from that sample size too. In my opinion, at least.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it's hard to manage those numbers when it's in garbage time too.
Yeah. Like, listen, I'm not trying to be a Max Christie hater. I'm just saying, like,
just think about Quentin Grimes the next time you talk about Max Christie.
Maybe you're speaking of, but yeah,
he got reminded of Quentin Grimes, and now he's sad.
I mean, listen, there's levels to this. Here's Quentin Grimes defense. Here's Max Christie. There's levels to this.
Yeah, but we'll talk about it,
bro. I feel like you're overvaluing Quentin Grimes a bit, but that's neither here or there.
At least
what else did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about the possibility of Philadelphia moving for a superstar this year, because there's 4 names that come up in a hat: LeBron James, Paul George.
3 names.
Yeah, right. I mean, these two names, I don't really think. I know OG Anunoby came up for them. I really don't think, no matter what money you throw at him, he's not going to take it from the Philadelphia 76ers. And what was the third one? There was another one.
Paul George.
We're actually going to get Paul George.
I said Paul George already.
Did you?
I know, but nothing else matters. They're getting Paul George.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm big on PG to Philly. I'm hammering that. To be honest, I also
coming back.
I would love PG in Philly. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Why?
I mean, part of me doesn't think LA will blow it up, but then at the same time, like, PG kind of would, he'd be a great fit. They got the bag. They can throw the bag at him. I don't know.
But I wanted to talk about one specific player, Jimmy Butler. I think that's probably their best bet. I think they can offer a package for Jimmy Butler that Miami could pick up. Miami is slowly losing.
Jimmy for like Tobias and Pigs. Fix the multiverse. Do what should have happened.
Yeah, for real. Really get rid of Tobias and put Jimmy there. You get the same thing you could have had years ago.
I feel like Jimmy's too petty to go to Philly. He's not going to want that.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a better fit with Tyrese Maxey instead of Ben Simmons, though. I'll tell you that.
Oh, certainly, but
yeah.
I don't think he'll want to go.
I think he does. I think if Philadelphia talks to him and tells him, like, look, we fucked up and we want to sign you and we're going to give you a max deal. We're not going to back up. And here's 5-year max deal. Take it. We want
They're not giving him 5 years.
We want you. We want you. We fucked up. That's our fault. We want you. I don't see Jimmy saying no to that. And I don't see why, because when Jimmy Butler left the Eastern Conference Finals, when they were done and Kawhi hit that shot, bro, he was sad and he was telling himself, will I even get to run it back with this team? And I had a feeling that it was no.
Well, you said leave the Eastern Conference. Oh, you mean the game?
Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay. They weren't in the conference finals.
Eastern Conference Finals. The Raptors versus Philadelphia. Am I wrong?
That was the semifinals, dog.
I was? I'm so sorry.
Remember, he's never been to a conference finals. Luka Garza, more NBA conference finals points than Joel Embiid. Agenda.
I'm so stupid.
Can we get that on the soundboard, please?
Earl, do you have it? Get it on the soundboard, Earl.
Wait, hang on.
I'll put it on today, but I don't have it right now.
Do you have the explosion? You can put the explosion. I didn't hear it. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, y'all tell me if you can hear this. Okay, hang on.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
I got that ready to go whenever Omar talks.
Oh, god damn it. that was my fault, audience. I said the wrong thing. Yes, the semifinals. But
you can just name that Omar.
No, but my point still stands. He was telling himself that he might not be able to play with the team, and then he had a feeling that was the case.
Yeah.
And so I feel like Jimmy Butler, if given the opportunity, he wants to play with Joel Embiid. Like, whether it's in Miami or Philadelphia, I think he wants to play with Joel Embiid. So
honestly, Jimmy's just doing side quests at this point. I think he'll probably just go wherever he gets a bag. And you know what? If he can get a bag from Philly, I guess why not?
He is doing a side quest.
If he can get a bag from Miami, he'll take a bag from Miami. You know,
he might as well.
Miami's not giving him a bag, especially with how out he is. How long he's out for?
I mean, is it really? I mean, this year was a little rough with injuries, but I feel like historically he's been pretty durable for them.
The playoffs, pretty durable for the playoffs.
Except
they call him playoff Jimmy for a reason because it's a different version of Jimmy Butler.
Exactly. You don't get him for regular season Butler. You get him for playoff Butler.
I don't know.
If you want a good regular season player,
I just feel like his value is gonna tank a little bit,
don't know.
Especially in Miami because they haven't like gotten close to winning an NBA Finals. They were there, but I think one year they got swept in 4, right? 4-1. Yeah.
No, they went 6 both times. I thought.
I gotta look this up because I could.
I mean, nobody remembers the Nuggets Heat finals, even though that was just last year. Let's be real, nobody remembers.
That's what I'm saying. Wasn't that like 4-1 or 4-0?
Maybe it was 4-1.
Wait, they were in the finals before?
Maybe it was 4-1. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Like I don't know.
Okay, but come on, they've made 2 NBA finals. Like they're close. They're closer than any other team other than Boston's been. They've been the second best team in the East consistently over the last 5 to 6 years. They've been consistently better than Milwaukee, consistently better than the Knicks, consistently better than Philly, consistently better than the Nets and the Cavs. They've been a mainstay in the East playoffs. You want to look at playoff wins, winning when it matters, that's been the Heat. Since Butler got there, it's been Miami and Boston.
I mean, winning is only so much until you don't win the NBA Finals. Right? So
I guess,
I mean, like you can win. Like you can win and be in the semifinals and win and be in the conference finals, but you're not winning anything.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything. Like the main goal is to win a championship. Like this goes back to when the press conference Jalen Brunson had where he was like, "Did we win a championship?"
When you argued that game,
he was saying like the season was a disappointment.
When Omar got mad I said the same thing Jalen Brunson said before the interview was hilarious.
I was wrong. I was being salty. God, man.
Okay.
I got salty.
Okay. To a degree, I get it, but like, come on, we can still look at the numbers in front of me. You can't tell me that the Miami Heat have had just as good of 5 years as the Detroit Pistons.
I think the Miami Heat have the best. I think they have the best season right now. This is probably the best time to trade Jimmy Butler.
I mean, yes. True, but also if you do that, you're not sniffing a conference finals for the next 4 years.
They have like 2 championships. I think they're fine.
I mean,
2 or 3.
They have 3 championships, so you're just forfeiting your chance to win. All I'm saying is they have a chance.
Bro, they have immense second round talent that they developed into like really, really, really good role players. Who says they can't find the next star and just develop the shit out of him? They've been doing it for years.
You have a star right here. You have Jimmy.
Yeah.
Like, I understand what you're saying, but, like, also, you made it this far.
You got to think about it like a GM. You got to think about it like Pat Riley. You don't think Pat Riley is ringing Jimmy right now, telling him, yo, get the fuck up and go to the gym? Like, Pat Riley is on his ass 24/7. That's why they talk about Heat culture, and we talk about it like it's some, like, weak-ass, like, slogan, but it's not. It's
no, Heat culture is really Lakers culture, just saying.
Oh my god. Culture starts and ends with Jimmy.
Yeah, but Darvin Ham wasn't about Lakers culture, huh?
I'm saying Pat Riley. That was my Pat Riley.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is
it's Pat Riley, bro. It's like
this team does more winning with Butler than without it. That's just a fact. You keep Butler, even if it's a massive over. Well, okay. You give him a 2-year max.
Yeah, you got to keep Butler, but you're not. If you're Miami, I'm not giving him the max. Better. I'm not giving him the max.
I wouldn't give him a 3-year max. I'd give him a 2-year max. I'd say 2 more years. Let's try it 2 more times. You got.
I'd clear it out. I trade Bam Adebayo to Cleveland. I'll try to get young talent like Jared Allen and Garland.
Jared Allen is older than Adebayo. What? Huh?
Is he really? Wait,
I'm looking this up, and you
and Garland. I said Garland. I said in Garland with a lot of first round picks.
How old do you think Bam Adebayo is?
He's probably 28.
Younger.
Jared Allen's only 26.
Huh?
It's the same age as Bam. Bam is 26. He is a young talent.
Yeah, that's true.
Both
that's
the same age.
Okay, okay. Admittedly, okay, he's only 2 years older. I don't think that deserves that. It's like 28 to 26. That's nothing. That's a common misconception.
Okay.
Wait, say that whole line again. What'd you say?
That's a common misconception. Everyone thinks Bam Adebayo is older than Jarrett Allen. Everyone thinks that.
No, I don't think that. How old is Jarrett Allen? Did you say 26?
26.
Okay, so they're the same age
as Bam. So you're not really getting younger. Like you get Garland, but like also I don't think the Cavs would do that. I don't think you're getting both of them for Bam. Just hold Bam, hold Tyler, run Jimmy back. You give them 2 years. If they win, they win. If not, then you move on. But like this team is still good. Like, come on. You don't get to 2 finals without being a good team.
I'm trying to find
win 2 finals.
I'm trying to find some birthdays to see if I can still.
I mean, they've made more finals than the Lakers in the last 5 years. And we still talk about the Lakers as contenders. So like, I don't know. Like,
Jarrett Allen is only a couple months older. Wait, he's a full year older than. Wait, no. Bam Adebayo was born in 1997, and Jarrett Allen was born in 1998. But they're still both 26. That doesn't make sense.
Bam Adebayo's birthday is July 18th, so he's about to turn 27.
Boom.
Jarrett Allen, if I can find him.
April 21st, 1998. That's what it says here.
Yeah, so he's already had his birthday this year. He already had his 26th birthday this year. Bam is
so Bam Adebayo is older by a full year. They're just in the same draft.
Not even a full year. He's older by
people can be the same age, but not the same age.
Yeah, I know. Obviously.
Yeah.
Like you two.
Shut up. Anyways, I think we can wrap it up here, right, guys?
Okay, can I just have one more point before we end the podcast? One more point.
If it embarrasses me, I'm ending it.
It's not. It's actually embarrassing Earl.
Okay.
Quentin Grimes had a defensive rating this season of 116.1, a whole point lower, or AKA better than
that proves it. Bro, that proves his point. What are you talking about?
He has a better defensive rating.
Yeah, I said.
Okay, but it's by 1 point, and it's
that's a lot in defensive rating. That's a lot.
He played.
All right, guys, we got to end it off here. Thank you guys so much for being here at the Beyond the Backboard Podcast. We appreciate everybody for tuning in on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you so much. Below me is Max. Next to me is Earl, and we are wishing you a good peace.
Finals. Enjoy it.
I got infinity money.